Fellow Sierra Leoneans, this na Dr. Sylvia Blyden, and today Monday, November 22nd, 2021. This na the 37th audio pan me ongoing audio series them wey I don dey do for over 1 year now. This audio mean for come out last night, but we may dey create media outlets for make am easy for people for the able for download me audios. So that caused a small delay. Now I make now this morning, this audio they be broadcast. So this na audio 037. And this audio na an audio where they address the topical issue of the Auditor-General. And I get for handle this issue from two aspects. The one aspect na how 3 former democratically elected heads of state mean create laws them for empower the Auditor-General. The second aspect na how the current Auditor-General, in my opinion, I know they accuse am, but in my opinion, I feel say it get questions for answer about how he not use in powers then last year when it come to the Freetown City Council. I go address that issue there. But before I go into the main matter, I want for tell una say, as far as me concerned, the Auditor-General in issue, the accountability, transparency and corruption issues. Not to gender issue, not to Creole issue. And I say this as a Creole woman, where mama na Creole, papa na Creole, grandpa de all na Creole, me granny de all na Creole, me great grandpa de all na Creole, me great granny de all na Creole, me na pure Creole picking. And I dey talk and today categorically clear say this not to Creole issue. Furthermore, when you want for talk about gender issue, you go take for example a woman who don't get a voice in the society. He don't build himself up, he don't become a prominent voice. When the government take that kind of woman there, for no good reason, they're not able to give. Then take that kind of woman, they go put on a CID for 22 days, treat them very badly, and even do search on the 6th day, between the 5th and the 6th day, na net 3 times. Then they send policewoman them for go search inside the woman in private parts, in vagina. That's na gender issue, na outrage. And that's not the kind of issue where you go say woman them for grab for and protest. Say this was a prominent voice, whether we like the voice or we not like the voice or, but the way this person was treated, this is gender-based violence. So then the 9 woman them for team up for talk for. This issue for Lara Pearce, not a gender issue. It could have been a man in that position. There is nothing gender specific about it. Nothing at all. So for me, I make it clear up front that I not subscribe and I not agree with them people the way they say this is a gender issue. Secondly, I not agree with them people the way they say this is a Creole issue. And I go do a broadcast later, not to today, where I go handle and I plan them for handle this gender issue. And they start from the Mano River Union. Certain things that will happen there. But I get for reach yonder. But for today, I want, because so many people them puzzled about this whole Auditor-General issue. So I feel say I for use the voice where God don't give me and the communication skills and the knowledge what I get for explain to people them how me see this whole, but not the whole issue, how me see the issue from then 2 points there. First of all, the first president when him pass law for empower the Auditor General strongly. Now the late former president, His Excellency Major General Dr. Joseph Saidu Momo. Now him passed the 1991 Constitution, where remove the Auditor General from that oversight where the Minister of Finance may get on them, because the Minister of Finance now him enforced and the supervisor. Can you get the Accountant General's office, the Commissioner General, the Income Tax Commissioner, the Customs Department, so they mean all mandate under the Ministry of Finance. So President Momo, in the 1991 Constitution, as part of the process of democracy and accountability and transparency, it decided to create an empowered Auditor General where no longer the answerable to the Minister of Finance. So then decide for create an Auditor General now where nobody is not subjected to direction or control from. And then so empower them that you know they able to pull an imposition just like that. The process for pull an imposition is so difficult that for pull them could be very difficult. Now President Momo do this. But unfortunately, before President Momo, he put in boku nice things in that 1991 Constitution, like the Ombudsman. He put in a lot of things then where the PPRC. He put in a lot of things then where he mean get for now create the institutional structures then for work. But few months after he passed the 1991 Constitution into law, there was a coup. And when the coup take place, the sojaman they normally they go by the Constitution, then by decree. So then scrap the 1991 Constitution until Tijan Kaba was elected as a civilian president. When Tijan Kaba came, he pick up from the good thing them where President Joseph Saidu Momo may don't put na the 1991 Constitution. And one of these na the Auditor General issue. So Tijan Kaba now create a new act where say no more finance minister, just like how Joseph Saidu Momo don't say. Tijan Kaba now say then they create an independent entity where they call Audit Service Board. And Tijan Kaba say this Audit Service Board now in now go they advise the Auditor General in day-to-day work. And this Audit Service Board now in for the employ people them for work under the Auditor General. No more again the main government structure go the hire people them for work for the Auditor General. And why make Tijan Kaba do this? Now for strengthening the independence where President Momo may don't say forgive to the Auditor General. So if not to you, the minister, the employer anymore, or if not to you, the civil servant, the employ people the anymore, when they come for audit you, you not get no influence by anybody na the Auditor General in office. Now the Audit Service Board, now then they employ people there now, now then they pay people there now, now then they decide almost for pay people them. So President Kaba in 1998 passed the Audit Service Act so that the Auditor General and everybody where they work there, they're not answerable to no minister anymore, nobody anymore, past the Audit Service Board now in the answerable to in the day-to-day operations. Furthermore, President Kaba say the Audit Service Board now him now no longer the minister, because first the minister now him in the go na parliament for go lay regulations we get for do with auditing. So now President Kaba pass a law say now the Audit Service Board Now they go na parliament for go lay regulations. Then President Kaba passed a law back inside the same audit service law, the same audit service act. He said this board, then salary, now parliament no more for decide them, nobody else, not they decide then salary. Because if you make person else decide the salary of the board, then that board now don't compromise. You're not able for do proper supervision, because if, for example, that the minister for deciding salary, that board they now, that minister can able manipulate, say, hey, well, we'll issue salary, or they are not watching under. So because President Kabawan for protect salon people their money, he say, now only parliament they decide the salary for the board. So President Kaba also, he passed the law where give the Auditor-General not only independence, so he make the Auditor-General very, very powerful in this country. He make the Auditor-General so powerful that the Auditor-General can summon anybody apart from the president, because the president is immune. But when you look the law where Tijan Kaba pass, the Auditor-General can summon anybody and question them under oath. We mean to say you they take oath. If you're a Christian under the Bible, you're a Muslim under the Quran, you they take an oath. Then question you. If you lie to the Auditor-General, the Auditor-General, they prosecute you for criminal charge of perjury. That is how powerful the Auditor-General is. Because Tijan Kabana will make anybody give excuse, say, I know they give you this Auditor-General document we want. So Tijan Kaba make the Auditor-General get power. Any document you want, you forget them. Any access you want, you forget them. Any bank account you want, you forget them. You forget access. That is how Tijan Kaba do am in 1998. Now, in 2014, and as by Kroma self look pim, he say, he want give more power to the Auditor-General. So in 2014, Anes by Kroma pass another act where can now and take over the control of how they do auditing a salon. But can look how Anes by Kroma make the Auditor-General powerful. You remember what I'm telling you just now say the audit service board, when I him, they supervise all staff, discipline the staff, any staff where they work under the Auditor-General, the audit service board. Now in the discipline them, now in they suspend them, now in they sanction them. And I remember what I tell you now say that parliament no more for deciding the salary. We're waiting Anes by Kroma do 2014. Where he come? He can't change them. He said now the Auditor-General so powerful that the Auditor-General now they decide the salary now of the board we're supposed for the guide the Auditor-General. Imagine, oh. And I see how the Auditor-General powerful. Then under Tijan Kaba in your law, now the Auditor-General, anything you want for do, any law you want pass, any regulation you want pass by auditing, if for go to the board, he get to the board, he convince the board, then the board can go na parliament. And I remember I tell you that, say any regulation also finance minister again na the board. Well, what Anes by Kroma can do? Anes by Kroma pull the board completely. He pull that power they completely from the audit service board. He take all the power he get to the Auditor-General. Imagine, oh. So now the Auditor-General, now they decide salary for the one then we get oversight for advice and high for work. Now they decide their salary. The Auditor-General now they go to parliament for go with regulations and rules So then cut off the board completely from the parliament. And they empower the Auditor-General. This was in 2014. So you see how powerful the Auditor-General be? Once again, even under Ernest Bai Koroma new law wey pass, he make sure say he reproduce all wetin Tijan Kaba Mengi as power to the Auditor-General. The Auditor-General get power for order anybody for come before him and answer questions. It did not the act. Both Tijan Kaba Act and Ernest Bai Koroma Act. And if the Auditor-General ask you for any bank account or any document or any records and you refuse to give the Auditor-General, na offense, you dey go jail. Let me repeat them back. If you public official, the Auditor-General ask you for any account, any document, any bank statement, and you refuse forgive the Auditor-General, na criminal offense and you dey go jail. Furthermore, if the Auditor-General they audit, you take an action or you delay for take an action, na obstruction of the Auditor-General, na criminal offense, and you will be prosecuted. So if you lie to the Auditor-General under oath, in fact, the law say na in the Auditor-General, na in they prosecute you, not the police. In the Auditor-General, you go get in lawyer them, then they prosecute you direct for perjury. And at jail you go so. That is how powerful President Momo, President Kaba, and President Ernest Bai Koroma make the Auditor-General position. Now with all them power where the Auditor-General get, we can look at the report of the Auditor-General in how he say in audit the Freetown City Council last year. You see, me not they accuse the Auditor-General of any wrongdoing, but I have questions. And as a resident of Freetown, I go want to make the tribunal look into them questions here I get. First of all, if we look the Auditor-General in report for 2019, the one we pulled last year, on page 78 of that report there, it talk about the Freetown City Council. It say, project them where other agency them implement for the Freetown City Council. It say no able access. You no get access. You no get information. So that's why you write na the audit report. One green set line, just write like in passing. You say you no get access. But when you look Yvonne Aki-Sawyerr, mayor of Freetown, in so-called report where he say in do, he call him Transform Freetown, some kind of name like that report for 2019. Yvonne Aki-Sawyerr say, in Transform Freetown report, he say in do 49 projects. He say the money all come to 87 billion leons. Me people not 2 million, no. Billion leons, we like $9 million. Inside 12 months, he say then the money back where the Julius Maada Bio government get, he say na 14 billion leons. It is we add all two, well, you not talk about when we add all two, it comes to 101 billion leons. Where Yvonne Aki-Sawyerr write. But you know where I write inside small letters. So if you don't watch fine, you know they see them. But me, I watch the report. I watch them good. So I see them there. And he say, but this 101 billion leons, it's inside 12 months. 12 months only. Yvonne Aki-Sawyerr, mayor of Freetown City Council, he said 101 billion leons. You know, they call the money, not to 1 billion, no. Not to 2 billion, no. Not to 10 billion, no. Not to 20 billion, not to 50 billion, not to 101 billion leons. Now in the mayor of Freetown say, pass inside Freetown City Council as projects. But he said, pan this money, pan this project transform Freetown, he said 49 project na in do. 49. He said 31 of these 49 projects, he said don't complete them. Pata. The money only don't spend that. Money don't done. But the 2019, the 1 year, inside 12 months, he said the pata, he said the money don't done. He said 31 of the 49 projects completed. But when you can look Lara Pearce in your report. He said them projects and he not able to get access to them for audit them. In exact words on page 78 of Lara Pearce in 2019 audit report, we pull last year. He said, in fact, in exact words, he said, additionally, these projects being implemented are not able to get information on them. Then full stop. Now that's not right. I'm not able to get information. Full stop. Now, when I remember just now, I don't take me time. They show now the kind of powers where the Auditor-General get from Tijankaba in time, and the kind of protection where he get so that you no go can make a loss in job because he's afraid for doing it incorrect. So the question where you get for ask yourself now is this. Why the Auditor-General, with all in powers, for someone the mayor of Freetown, put the mayor of Freetown down, question her under oath, insist say I want to see bank statement, insist say I want to see document. Why the Auditor-General not be able to do that? We are talking here about 101 billion leons. Not a picking money that. That's a massive amount of money. But all we got from the Auditor-General is just one line that additionally are not able for check them project, are not able to audit them projects, they cannot get information on them. Oh yeah? With all your powers? So, you see, fellow Sierra Leoneans, let we not take this thing as a gender issue or as a CREO issue. This is an issue where me just bring out just one point when at the Freetown City Council and go to page 78. When I just go read them immediately. The other side then day where you will see like you say 200 million where they use where that the Anti-Corruption Commission when they investigate where and try for politicize them. But the reality is that there are questions where, in my own humble opinion, I know they accuse the Auditor-General, but these are questions, and now you're hearing all this information flowing around about Freetown City Council and the Auditor-General, and you ask yourself, with all the Auditor-General in powers, am I able to get the bank statement for them projects there? Am I able to get the information for them projects there? Am I able to insist, say the mayor of Freetown, I'm going to question you under oath, make you explain, tell me? Because the mayor said 31 of the 49 projects, in do them, in don't done. And this The time when the mayor they pulled that in report say in done 31 of the 49 project. Now before Lara Pearce begin the auditing of the mayor of Freetown City Council. So something doesn't add up. And I want us as Sierra Leoneans to take a step back. If God don't bless we, now President Mada Bio, Lara Pearce, Yvonne Aki-Sawyerr, Fatima Bio, these were all good friends, one big cabal. If God don't bless we now as Sierra Leoneans, now the cabal look don't scatter, and we should just continue for pray to God, make this cabal scatter, make we learn. Because not only when the cabal scatter, because first time we get this they employ than they in daddy, this they employ than they in sister. I mean, we don't know what they talk. So they were protecting themselves. And then they protect themselves at the detriment to the democratic credentials. So if God don't come now for help we, for God's sake, this is an accountability and corruption issue. These are questions. I'm not accusing anybody, but I'm asking valid questions. And I'm asking these questions as a woman. I'm asking these questions as a Creole. I'm asking these questions as a resident of Freetown. I want answers. 101 billion leones not properly audited. 101 billion leones spent in the city of Freetown in 12 months. I need answers. And if God don't can create an avenue for we forget answers, so be it. This not a woman gender issue. Gender issue now where you take somebody, you go put on a CID, the person not do nothing, molest the person, and because of in gender, you reduce and try for humiliate them because of in gender. That's not a gender issue. And it is hypocritical for any woman for team up and say Lara Pearce issue na gender issue, and that woman they not mean team up the same way then take somebody and go molest them na CID. It's bloody hypocritical, and you have to now start understanding that people are not fools. We know the genuine people where they fight gender issues in this country, and we know the opportunists them where don't see an opening for opportunism. And boy, oh boy, some of us are not going to sit down and keep quiet. No way. So on that note today, I believe, I don't spend a lot of time to educate you now on the powers of the Auditor-General and on how the Auditor-General are not able to use them powers then they for audit the Freetown City Council. And this is just one issue. Who knows how many more of such issues are out there? So fellow Sierra Leoneans, if God don't give you opportunity for can learn about how certain things they happen, how people they cover themselves, and when they can learn now, so be it. Let's learn. So on that note, as I can always do, I go play the national anthem. And I go ask una they listen to the national anthem. Make una reflect on the words. Who can they sing with the tune they play? What do they mean to we? How sincere are we to the land that we love, our Sierra Leone? Let God bless we all until the very next audio. Thank you.